we are gone. A switch has been thrown. The hum of our civilization, a constant planetary drone, has ceased. The silence is profound, a vacuum waiting to be filled. In the concrete canyons where millions once lived, the only sound is the wind, a lonely whistle through the skeletons of our ambition. But this quiet is an illusion. It is merely a pause. For in the first days and months, the world we built becomes a tomb for the creatures we curated. The domestic animals, bred for companionship and service, face the first filter. Without us, the specialized breeds, the pugs, the Persian cats, are evolutionary dead ends. But others remember a deeper, older instinct. This is the dawn of the generalist, the opportunist. For the raccoon, the rat, and the coyote, our collapse is not an apocalypse. It is a banquet. Our garbage dumps are mountains of resource. Our abandoned homes are pre-made dens, safe from the elements. Researchers indicate that in these first years, the biomass of rats and cockroaches explodes. They are the first wave, feasting on the perishable ruins of our world. But they are also a food source, and where there is prey, predators will soon follow. In the suburbs, the coyote, long pushed to the fringes, becomes the first apex predator of the new world. The howl that was once a distant nuisance becomes the sound of ownership, echoing off empty swimming pools and rusting playgrounds. The barriers we erected were illusions of permanence. Zoos, wildlife parks, private collections, all fail. The gates rust, the fences fall, and the power to electric restraints is cut. Thousands of captive animals are released into landscapes they have never known. Many perish. A polar bear cannot survive a temperate climate, but others find a foothold. It's believed that escaped big cats, pumas, leopards, even tigers, could establish breeding populations within a decade, reclaiming ancestral territories, or finding new ones. They will find a world filled with prey that has forgotten the meaning of a true predator. The feral cattle, the deer, the escaped pigs, they are slow, naive, and numerous. The pig, in particular, becomes an ecological force. Without human hunters to check them, their populations detonate. They are armored, intelligent, and will eat anything. They become engineers of the new wilderness. They're rooting, churning the soil, clearing paths for new seeds, and fundamentally altering the landscape. Simultaneously, the old kings return. Wolves, pushed for centuries into the most remote mountains, begin a great migration. They find our empty cities are perfect hunting grounds, mazes of cover, funneling prey into killing zones. Studies suggest their only true competitor in these urban zones would be the new, formidable packs of feral dogs. While physical evolution back to a wolf-like form would require thousands of years, these new packs would quickly re-adopt the ancient cooperative hunting behaviors of their ancestors. The battle for the concrete jungle would be between two ancient cousins. After 100 years, the architect of our world, concrete, is failing. Water, the great solvent, has returned, and it has an ally, the beaver. Once hunted to near extinction, this rodent engineer is unleashed. Without our maintenance, every culvert blocks, every storm drain fails. The beavers accelerate this process. They dam our artificial rivers and canals, creating massive, sprawling wetlands where subdivisions once stood. This is not mere decay, it is active terraforming. These new wetlands filter toxins from the soil, attract migratory birds, and create nurseries for fish, and amphibians. The world becomes wetter, swampier, and wilder, all thanks to a 30-pound rodent. On the plains, the great grazers return. Millions of feral cattle, merging with resilient bison, form herds that rival those of the Pleistocene. Their grazing and migration patterns prevent the landscape from becoming a monoculture forest. They keep the grasslands open, their hooves tilling the soil, their dung fertilizing it. They restore an ancient ecological rhythm that our farms and fences interrupted. The centuries blur into millennia. 50,000 years after us, our plastics have eroded into a permanent, toxic sediment. Our glass and steel towers are little more than mineral-rich hills. And the question of who rules is no longer about brute force. It is about intelligence. The new rulers may be the ones who can solve the problems we left behind. Corvids, ravens, crows, and jays already show remarkable intelligence. Researchers theorize that in a world without human competition, their complex social structures and problem-solving skills could evolve further. They would be the masters of our ruins, navigating the complex vertical world we built, passing down knowledge of its dangers and opportunities. And in the oceans, free from our nets and pollution, cephalopods, specifically the octopus, present a fascinating thought experiment. Their profound intelligence is undeniable, yet it's limited by a tragically short lifespan and a solitary nature that prevents the generational transfer of knowledge. But in a world free from our influence, given perhaps millions of years of evolutionary pressure, what might emerge? It is a startling speculation. An alien consciousness, rising from the seas, building their homes from the scraps of our submerged world. We think of dominion as a human concept, a crown to be worn. But nature does not crown a king. It is a web of constant, shifting pressures. The animals that rule after us will not be one species, but a balanced, complex, and brutal system, a system that finds equilibrium. The world will not miss us. The noise will be replaced by a different chorus. The air will be cleaner, the water clearer. The great irony is that the new rulers, whoever they may be, will be forged by the world we left behind. They will be the creatures tough enough to survive our toxins, smart enough to navigate our ruins, and adaptable enough to thrive in the chaotic climate we triggered. We were not the end of the story. We were just a chapter, a loud, disruptive, and fleeting passage. The story of life continues, and the silence we leave behind is not an ending. It is the sound of the world, finally, taking a breath.